say that, you know, we felt that we were not put in the right department when the reshuffling of departments was done in this particular government. There have been great expectation and hope, and I think even the Taoiseach himself has alluded to the fact that the expectation is that we would have been in the Department for Trade, Employment and Investment. And why wouldn't we? Because we are an export industry. So we absolutely are vital in terms of international trade. In terms of enterprise, we have over 20,000 enterprises the length and breadth of this country. You know, our job in ITIC and of course across the tourism industry is to keep the shoulders to the wheel and really battle to get as many businesses over the survival line and into recovery. And we think it's absolutely doable, provided we get those measures and policies to support. Yes. Even when we look forward with the complexities now that we understand around vaccine rollout, and of course the virulent strains that we would be very concerned about as well, which is understandable, and I think, you know, all of the right actions have been taken. I think we will know more about where we might be by the end of March. I think it's a bit soon to be making any decisions. But there's absolutely no doubt that in terms of international travel, I suppose if we look back to the middle of December, there was great hope that we would be by H2 looking at recovery starting. But realistically, we are looking at Q3 at this point in time. Yeah. It's taking more time than we would have hoped, obviously, international travel. But, you know, we can use this time, Derval, and we must use this time, and government must use it in terms of their discussions with their European leaders to make sure that we have a robust testing regime, that we have the traffic light system honed to be ready, and have a travel-safe passport that people will have huge confidence once they know exactly where they stand and they know what tests are going to be required. And we need a global approach to this. We can't have a bit of this and a bit of that.
And even, you know, it's interesting. This morning we were working up to headlines about a cautious opening of the Irish economy across the water, across the Irish Sea. They're opening up to 10 days or 10 years. Yes. With very, very different headlines in the UK. Is it a sort of a lament that whatever about European or international cooperation that we haven't been able to get a double island approach?
It is, of course, and you know, the one thing that tourism is an all-island approach, and it really is helpful when we work and move together as one. And really, I think it's going to be critical, and I would really hope that the light will be seen and that, you know, the politicians will actually do what's right for business and do what's right for the people in the industry.
What's striking about the board that you chair, and indeed many other institutions around the country, is that it's a voluntary-led board. You're all putting the shoulder to the wheel, but in your own time. How has it been from that perspective from the last 12 months? Obviously, the industry, there's been a huge pulling together to try and get things over the line.
Look, the collaboration has been, you know, just incredible across the industry. And I suppose from my own perspective, who would ever have thought I'd be taking over the chairmanship of ITIC and I suppose the voice of the industry in such turbulent times. So, look, I know this may sound strange. It has been a privilege to be that person leading the industry. I won't say it hasn't been exhausting because, of course, having taken on the chairmanship of ITIC, that kind of led me into having to take on the chairmanship of the Tourism Recovery Task Force. So it was a lot on one plate when you're trying to keep all the wheels spinning and the day jobs going as well. And all credit to the organisations with whom I work, who really came behind me and totally supported me. But, you know,
I do think back to the last time I did an event with ITIC and everybody was worrying about over-tourism. There wasn't enough hotel rooms. And then you come around this and it just goes, it's, you know, I remember Maurice Pratt kind of previously saying that, but that was the time then to really, you know, to get ourselves ready. I know that you very much did want to end on a note of hope, because it has been very, very difficult for everyone. So even with the worst and best case scenarios, even with all of those demands that you have, just, I know you'll be joining me later on for the award, but just tell me, what is your kind of message to those who are at home? And they're joining us, I think, in their thousands this morning, and thank you for doing so. But what is your message to them?
Look, my message is, I suppose, just to say that I so admire the people of this industry who have really struggled in the worst of business environments. And congratulations to all of you. Look, keep the faith, keep working together, come behind this report. If we manage through the next year, I am absolutely confident that tourism has a very bright future. There are better days ahead and we are all going to be there to enjoy them.